Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Drizzle Wrestling update. So what's going to happen in this video is I am going to discuss basically what is going on in professional wrestling for the past 2 months. So we're going to kick it off by saying that it's been all over the internet that Dean Ambrose is possibly going to be showing up at SummerSlam. Now, some people can take it with a grain of salt. I think that there's a high possibility that he's going to be there. Some people are theorizing that he's going to be interfering in the Intercontinental Championship match. My theory is yes, that's a possibility, absolutely, because he is just about ready to come back from injury, anyways. There's also rumors going around that Jason Jordan could show up at any point in time as well. However, in my opinion, I think Ambrose is a much better talent than the whole gimmick thing that was going on with Jordan, in my opinion. I think that they just need to scrap it. Let me think here. So Slammiversary was a great achievement, honestly, for Impact Wrestling. The rivalries were really well played out. I thought the matches were great. I don't know. I really enjoy what they're doing with the old members of LAX versus the new ones. I think that those matches have been pretty well scripted. Lots of crazy stuff is going on in them, and I dig it. Kind of reminds me of an old ECW match. Speaking of ECW, Mr. Tommy Dreamer has been very involved in professional wrestling over the last few months. He also was at Slammiversary. He had a match against Eddie Edwards, and I thought that was one of the better matches on the card. He really still can go. He's proven that throughout his career that he's very capable of putting on great matches, and I think that they're really trying to make Impact, go in the right direction right now. They have a great Knockouts division now. Tessa Blanchard is their Knockouts championship holder right now. She won the belt not too long ago. If you think it was 2 days ago. Her rivalry with Madison Rayne, I think, was a great idea. It's helping her progress as a talent for them. I think Allie is also a great talent for them. Moose as well. Austin Aries, obviously, Pentagon Jr. Some of the people coming over from Lucha Underground has really helped the company grow. Rich Swann was wrestling for them for a short period of time and doing wonderful things. Impact, I think, is getting much better, and I think that we need to give them a little credit and stop the hate a little bit. Ring of Honor, honestly, I feel like has also benefited from having their own network. Their product has grown phenomenally, honestly, over the last few years, and the talent that they've developed. I really enjoy, the rivalry between Cody Rhodes and a lot of the other talent that's there. Marty Scurll, I think, is another talent that has really benefited with his work over there, and obviously his cross promotion work as well with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think that it's a wonderful idea that they got Jericho involved with the company. I think that honestly they should kind of branch off a little bit more, even because they've been interested in other superstars. I say, why not go for it? I mean, Mysterio's interested right now. So I think that we need to give New Japan all the credit in the world right now. Lucha Underground, I've seen a few episodes of season 4. I wouldn't say that it's too bad, but at the same time, you are kind of missing some superstar quality. Caliber talent there. You have some talent there. You know, Jack Evans, for example. I mean, Jack Swagger. I mean, they have lots of lucha talent. So they do have a few things going for them, but you are missing, you know, talent like, you know, Brian Cage and I mean that's kind of hurting them a little bit as well, and Sammy Callahan as well. Um, but I think right now in wrestling we have lots of great stuff going on in the indies as well. Um, you know, in fact, the All In show I think is going to be one of the defiant uh, pay-per-views. Honestly, for the Indies, I think that you know Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks have done a wonderful thing with promoting it. WGN America will have half of the show actually live at 6 p.m. And you will be able to watch like 2 or 3 matches out of that. Um, so we're gonna move on to NXT and WWE real fast. Um, I've been very impressed with NXT. We're getting a lot of great young talent. The matches are getting so much better. I like that they're finally pushing talent like Ricochet, EC3, you know, and then you have to consider the talent that's already there as well, like Gargano and Ciampa. I think that they're doing wonderful things with that. Black, unfortunately, is hurt, so Aleister Black will not be in the main event for NXT Takeover Brooklyn. So, but I think that that pay-per-view will obviously be good anyways, because the tag team matches that are booked for it, Dream versus EC3, I think is going to be an amazing match. So, yeah, I think the NXT Women's Division is getting so much better as well. The younger talent is stepping up. Candice LeRae, sorry, I think that she's really blossoming, honestly, in their system. I mean, she's put great matches on in the last few episodes of NXT. Um, yeah, I'm really happy that you know the Undisputed Era is being pushed as well. I think that that's another great group of talent. The War Raiders, I think, are another one. Heavy Machinery, Street Profits. You know, I feel like NXT is definitely getting much, much better. And I think it's only going to prove as time goes on that that a lot of that talent is just going to be great. So SmackDown, boy, we've seen a lot of changes, honestly, but I'm going to say this right now. I think that SmackDown roster has so much potential. I'm glad that they're finally pushing a lot of the guys who were not getting pushes because of the main spots. Um, I think Nakamura is another great talent that they have right now. Orton is back finally. Um, Although Orton is in some disputes right now because he has some legal issues that is going on. So we will have him versus Jeff Hardy off and on, which I think should be pretty good matches, honestly. I was happy to see R-Truth back after a while. I always thought he was a very talented wrestler, and I'm glad that they're starting to push him. Um, Andrade versus Rusev, SummerSlam, and Zelina Vega, and then you throw in Rusev's wife, Lana, which, I don't know. I mean, that's a pre-show match, but still, I don't know. I do think that SmackDown is getting much better, though. I mean, if we get Daniel Bryan versus The Miz at SummerSlam, that is going to be an amazing match, you guys. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if that happens or not. The tag team division on SmackDown, I feel like, is getting so much better as well. Now that the bar is back. Yeah, I mean, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I mean, that goes all the way back to the original, you know, rivalry when they were in Impact Wrestling, TNA. You know, those were always great matches, and I think this is going to definitely be good for SmackDown, for not only the fans but for the talent. Um, the women's division, I feel like for SmackDown is getting better now that Charlotte Flair's back as well. You throw in an Asuka, and like the Iconics and Carmella, and when Naomi comes back, I think that that's going to be a pretty decent women's division right there. Um, Now let's get to the cluster of Raw. Uh, I don't know what to say about Raw right now. They're trying to figure things out. Uh, but as a fan, it's hard to watch Raw right now because to me, it's not really as entertaining as it used to be. Not that it's Kurt Angle's fault. I think that it's booking, and not the talent's fault either. The talent's actually proving that they're capable of running the show. I really like the women's division on Raw. I think that with Ronda Rousey in there, I think that you're getting a solid product. Um, Strowman, I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with him. The Owens rivalry with him is getting kind of boring in my opinion. Um, the tag team division, oh, that is just horrible. You guys need to fix it bad. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like Hardy and Wyatt. That's not an issue. I don't like the Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel crap. That's just boring. I don't care. Um, yeah, Intercontinental title thing. No, it's okay, but you guys need to do something with Drew McIntyre. That guy is so damn talented. You guys need to do something with him. Put him in another division or something. Like, get him a tag team partner. Throw him in the main event picture. He should be fighting for the World Championship or Universal title. I'm sorry, whatever it's called. Anyways, poopy pants, Brock Lesnar. Oh god, yeah, he's boring. Just boring. But at the same time, I'm not a Roman Reigns fan either, so I don't really care who wins the match. Like, I mean, why can't they throw in another superstar in it to go against them? Like, I just don't get why Finn Balor's not being added to that match. I mean, you have so much talent on Raw, and it's just not being used correctly. Booking needs to get on them. I mean, creative control, come on here. Like, do something on Raw for the love of God. I don't know. Like, some of the matches from Raw for SummerSlam, not that they're going to be bad or anything, but I don't know. I mean, it's like they're just not trying to book talent the way that they should. And I don't understand why. Like, why are you not pushing talent that's there? That's proven that they're capable of handling their own business. Like, Bobby Roode, yeah, he needs to be pushed. He's a great talent. You guys aren't using him right. I mean, Lashley, for God's sakes, why is he not being pushed? I don't know. I just scratch my head all the time with Raw. Like, it's like, oh my god, this is just horrible. As a fan, God, just do something. Holy crap. So, that's pretty much what's going on right now. The other thing I wanted to quickly talk about was we've had a lot of deaths in the wrestling world over the last few weeks here. I mean, Jim the Anvil Neidhart passed away yesterday. That was kind of out of the blue too. And then one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, Vader, passed away not too long ago as well. Prayers to the families, and especially the Hart family, definitely. I mean, everything that they dealt with in their family, You know, this is just another fatal blow, and I feel bad. And you know, they had to deal with all that stuff with Owen and Bret, and so yeah, I mean, Bret Hart's not doing very well right now either. He's sick. Um, and prayers to him too. He's also one of my favorite talents. And he's just generally a nice guy. He's done a lot for wrestling in general, and I wish him well. The same thing with Nature Boy Ric Flair. He's having some health issues as well, and you know, prayers to him and his family too. Um, Brian Christopher, Jerry Lawler's son. Um, wow, that's a horrible way to go. I mean, he had a lot of demons, and he would not get help, and unfortunately, that's, you know, I want to say prayers to the Lawler family as well, because you know, I grew up watching him in the Attitude Era, and I mean, the tag team Too Cool was such a popular tag team. And then he went on to Impact Wrestling and wrestled for TNA for a while as well. And yeah, I never thought that that would ever happen to him, and that it would get that bad. And so yeah, my prayers go out to all those families who are dealing with all of that right now. Um, the next part is I have limited 4 top wrestling games of all time that I think are absolutely wonderful games and you should play them. Uh, WCW versus NWO World Tour and Revolution are 2 of the top wrestling games ever made, in my opinion. Honestly, they are for the N64, so you have to go back in time to play them. But those are games that I could just sit there and play for hours on end. I mean, every wrestler you could possibly want to use was on those games. Um, the next one at number 3 is SmackDown. Let's just say the SmackDown series. I think all of the THQ SmackDown games were top sellers. Great, great talent was on them. Match types, you could create your own finishers, your own entrance, you could do all that fun stuff. Um, and honestly, the last one that I'm going to mention on here is WWE WrestleMania for the N64. And let's throw in No Mercy as well, because I think that was a solid game as well. I like those games again because you can create your own superstars. You have a whole roster to mess around with. Um, that was really the first time when they started doing entrances with the wrestlers. Um, I think that those are just better games. Um, and some people could disagree, but you know, I think that those are some good wrestling games that you guys should be able to check out. They're probably hard to find now, but um, you know, if you ever dust off your N64 and want to play some good games, there you go. Um, anyways, I'm gonna get out of your hair. I just wanted to do an episode of the wrestling show, and